The cobbled streets of Weatherfield are no strangers to drama, and this upcoming week is set to be one of the most explosive yet. With shocking developments, life and death situations, and a potential farewell looming, Coronation Street fans are in for an unforgettable ride. David Platt, Jack P. Shepherd, finds himself struggling to cope with the dire situation he's been caught up in. Although his wife Shona, Julia Golding, remains steadfast in her support, assuring him they will find a way out of the mess he's in, David isn't convinced. His worries continue to mount, gnawing away at him, leaving him desperate for an escape. Unable to silence his anxiety, David turns to alcohol, seeking solace in a bottle during lunchtime. His actions don't go unnoticed, and his family quickly grows concerned. They know all too well that David's past struggles with mental health and impulsivity could send him on a dangerous downward spiral if left unchecked. Unfortunately, their worries prove justified when events take a tragic turn, leaving David's life hanging in the balance. Elsewhere on the street, Daisy Midgley, Charlotte Jordan, is embroiled in her own turmoil. Tensions rise between her and Daniel Osborne, Rob Mallard, as the cracks in their relationship begin to show. The source of their conflict? Daniel is beginning to question whether he is truly the father of Daisy's baby. Having previously supported Daisy and prepared for their future as a family, Daniel finds himself plagued with doubt, unable to shake the suspicion that Daisy has been hiding something from him. Desperate for the truth, he confronts her, demanding answers. The heated exchange becomes too much for Daisy to bear, and in a moment of distress, she storms out of the Rovers, needing to escape the confrontation. However, in an unfortunate twist of fate, Daisy's exit coincides with David's drunken wander into the road. What happens next leaves the entire street in shock. As Daisy hurries away from the Rovers, unaware of her surroundings, David stumbles onto the road, his mind clouded by alcohol. Shona, witnessing the horrifying scene unfold, sees a car speeding toward them. But before she can act, the inevitable happens. The vehicle plows into both David and Daisy, sending them crashing onto the pavement. Gasps fill the street as stunned bystanders rush to their aid, fearing the worst. Daisy, already vulnerable due to her pregnancy, is left fighting for both her own life and that of her unborn child. Will she and the baby survive this horrific accident? As for David, with his history of struggles, will this be the wake-up call he needs to turn things around, or will his injuries leave him facing an even darker fate? As if the Platt family weren't already facing enough turmoil, the week also marks a pivotal moment for Max Turner, Paddy Bever, as he finally learns his fate in court. Having previously found himself caught up in dangerous extremist activities, Max has made significant efforts to reform. But will the judge be willing to show him leniency? David, despite his personal struggles, has been fiercely protective of Max, hoping his stepson will be given a second chance. However, with the legal system not always sympathetic to troubled youth, the question remains: will Max walk free and get the opportunity to prove himself, or will he be handed a lengthy prison sentence that could change his life forever? Meanwhile, another Weatherfield resident is on the verge of a major life change. Yasmeen Metcalf, Shelley King, has spent the past few years rebuilding her life after escaping the clutches of her abusive ex-husband, Jeff Metcalf. Now she is faced with a huge decision that could determine her future. What exactly is Yasmeen planning? Could she be preparing to leave Weatherfield for good, or is there another significant change on the horizon for her? Whatever choice she makes, it is sure to have a lasting impact on those closest to her. On the other side of town, Carla Connor, Allison King, finds herself haunted by a ghost from her past. She receives alarming news that leads her to believe that Rob Donovan, Mark Bayless, her notorious ex and convicted murderer, may be closer to home than she ever imagined. Rob, who has been locked away for years after killing Tina McIntyre, has always been a lingering presence in Carla's mind. But now, evidence suggests he could be back, or at least plotting something from behind bars. Is he seeking revenge? Has he found a way to manipulate events from prison? Or is it merely paranoia playing tricks on Carla? The uncertainty leaves her on edge. And if Rob really is back, the consequences could be devastating. With so many gripping storylines unfolding simultaneously, Coronation Street is gearing up for one of its most intense weeks in recent memory.